Was another subtle teaser just dropped for the Jacob Fatu attacker. We'll also check out what's happening with Tiffany Stratton, Cody Rhodes, and more. Starting things off with what could be a stretch, but what could also be a potential teaser meant to mislead us about ongoing Jacob Fatu storyline. This is a big storyline on SmackDown that pretty much hasn't been progressing at all since the initial moment of the attack. They had Kit Wilson on the scene as a witness, but no advancements were ever made with that angle. Kit hasn't come out at all, teasing the idea that he has information or anything like that. So maybe they're going to do nothing with that direction at all. It's still pretty weird that Kit Wilson was planted there as a witness, but was never questioned by Nick Aldis about what he saw or anything like that. A strange move there for sure. But in the weeks since the attack, actual progression and hints for the story have been hard to come by. So we'll be looking at other little things, wondering if those are subtle teasers about the attack on Jacob Fatu. Things like Drew McIntyre's tour bus attack on Cody Rhodes. Although it provided no actual hints that Drew was behind the Jacob attack per se, still seeing Drew pull off an attack like that at least showcased that Drew was more than capable of issuing a brutal backstage beatdown to just about anyone. So that segment did make us at least wonder if that was the quiet and subtle mission of that tour bus attack, to make us consider that Drew really is an expert at backstage attacks. Maybe he was the one to attack Jacob Fatu. And now in the December 5th edition of SmackDown, a very similar idea took place. After Drew McIntyre showed up to SmackDown while still being suspended, it was Cody Rhodes who pulled off his own sneaky, brutal backstage attack on Drew McIntyre, which now kind of switched the focus and shows that Cody Rhodes is more than capable as well of pulling off a brutal backstage beatdown on someone if he absolutely has to. So the back and forth backstage attacks between Cody and Drew are obviously building their feud with each other, but it's also interesting to wonder if all these attacks are quietly building up and teasing the Jacob Fatu reveal at the same time. We've seen Drew pull off crazy backstage attacks recently, and now we see Cody Rhodes doing the exact same thing, proving that both Drew and Cody have the intensity and the brutal force to attack someone backstage. And we obviously know that someone took out Jacob Fatu with the same amount of intensity backstage. So it definitely seems like they want you to quietly look at both Cody and Drew as potential suspects. There's still no actual new hints, but those attacks are the only thing that seems very indirect and subtle teasers for the whole Jacob Fatu storyline overall. But these men, who are close to Jacob Fatu at the time of the attack, have both pulled off serious backstage attacks in recent weeks, which really makes you wonder if one of them is the real culprit here for what happened to Jacob Fatu. As expected, Drew and Cody's feud with each other is continuing and leading towards another match. After Cody attacked Drew backstage, Cody called Drew to be fully reinstated so that he could get his hands on Drew for entering his tour bus and violating his personal space like that. So it does seem like Drew's full reinstatement is coming up here real soon, and the next Cody versus Drew match will be made official. There's no word yet on when exactly this WWE Championship match between Cody and Drew will take place. The next major premium live event is technically the Royal Rumble event on January 31st, but that's way too far out for this feud to wait another 8 weeks for the match itself. So it seems like there's a chance that Cody and Drew's next match could happen on a future episode of SmackDown, because it's hard to imagine this program dragging out until January 31st for another match. Right before Survivor Series and Drew's suspension, we touched on the topic of Cody and Drew being incredible talents, but how there's no real spark left there with their feud because Drew has already been defeated by Cody multiple times. So it feels like there's no real threat of Drew McIntyre actually taking the WWE title from Cody anymore, so that does take away from the overall feud itself. Especially after they just teased and hinted at another Roman versus Cody match after War Games. That teaser there between Roman and Cody really makes it seem like Drew McIntyre has absolutely no shot of taking the title away and will be suffering another loss to Cody Rhodes. That appears to be everyone's main criticism with the Cody and Drew feud at the moment. So maybe Cody wraps things up with Drew McIntyre after this next match coming up, and hopefully Cody will have someone next and some fresh face heading into Royal Rumble, because it's pretty hard to picture them carrying Drew versus Cody all the way to Royal Rumble. But we'll have to see how that goes. Jade Cargill's title reign has surpassed the 1-month mark, and her next milestone will be the 2-month mark, but fans are starting to notice that there appears to be no real plans for the WWE Women's title at the moment, and it seems clear that there's a lot of stalling happening here, with month 2 of Jade's title reign being a few weeks away, everyone is still waiting for Jade's first actual feud. The biggest mini feud Jade had over the last few weeks is some ongoing issues with B-Fab and Mia Yim. And those two are great upcoming talent. It's amazing for them to showcase more, but the issue with them feuding with Jade Cargill is that they're not a threat to the women's championship at all. Everyone is absolutely 150% certain that Jade isn't dropping the title to B-Fab or Mia Yim. So to see Jade Cargill having these extended mini feuds with them is tiring. It just makes everyone wonder, where is the actual first feud at? It's still early in the title reign, like everyone says. You want to give it some time, but it would also be nice to see some sort of direction for the title reign early on as well. That wouldn't hurt to have some sort of idea where this reign is going from the start. And right now, it seems directionless. It seems like the title was placed on Jade with no solid plans in place for the immediate future, and that's unfortunate because everyone wants to see Jade in these high-profile feuds, exchanging words with top challengers, having great matches with top talent that are threats to the title, and we haven't seen that one bit at all yet in this title reign that starts to approach its second month. With no one around and no direction in sight, fans are starting to wonder if a Tiffany Stratton return could be a possibility. Tiffany was set to take a little break following her title loss to Jade Cargill, but seeing the current state of the world title scene in the SmackDown women's division, they need Tiffany back on SmackDown as soon as possible, it seems like. So fans are wondering if that could be the end game here for Jade's extended feud with B-Fab and Mia Yim. Will Tiffany Stratton make her return and come to the rescue to save them from Jade? Tiffany appears to be the only major challenger that's free right now and is a threat to the title. They did set up their rematch narrative right away since Tiffany Stratton was never fully healthy for her match with Jade Cargill. But now that Tiffany had a few weeks away to recover from that storyline injury, a fully healthy Tiffany Stratton challenging for the title again is the first big and interesting feud that Jade Cargill's title reign needs right now. A lot of fans feel like Jade Cargill's lack of top contenders can also relate to the fact that nearly everyone is in the women's tag team division right now. Big names like Nia Jax, Lash Legend, Asuka, Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, Bayley, Lyra, Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair, and others are all tangled up in tag team business at the moment, and none of those big names are free at the moment to compete in the world title scene. So fans are also discussing the possibility of maybe splitting some teams up so that some of those names could enter the world title scene and give Jade Cargill something solid to work with. Hopefully that first feud is coming up fast for Jade Cargill. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.